we hope that this session will make sure you feel a little bit more comfortable, you know what to expect. And the main thing that we try to do is make sure everyone has a wonderful experience. Everyone is welcome. We'll do all that we can to make sure you feel good and know where to go, what to do to get the best experience you can out of your convention, and make sure that you can connect with people. And if there's anything any of us can do, you know, we're here to help the staff, interns, board, myself. We just want to make sure you have a really rich and wonderful flute experience. So I'm going to pass it on to Jen Grimm, our president.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Grimm, and I'm currently the president of the board of directors for the National Food Association. And I'm very excited to be here with you all. And I can't wait to meet you all in Portland this August. Thank you for coming to this session to get more insights on how to take advantage of all the offerings at the convention. It is a huge event, and there's so much to see and explore, and we can't wait to share it all with you. So thanks so much for being here. And I'll pass it on to Lauren Watt, our events and convention director.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see you all. I am the event and convention director. I've actually been with the team since December, so I'm a little bit newer. I am a Portland native, so I'll talk a little bit about Portland a bit here soon. And yeah, excited to have you all in Portland.
Great. I'm going to share my screen here and we will go ahead. And we will have time at the end for questions. I will try. If you have any questions during the presentation, I'll try to interject a little bit, but if you could hold off to the end, we do have some designated time for that. So I appreciate you all, your patience. So I'm going to hit present here. All right. Our agenda for today, we just did introductions. We're going to go through a little convention overview. We're going to go over accommodations and travel. I will go through the registration and check-in process with you all, some convention highlights, some other additional participatory events that you can be a part of, our code of conduct, the exhibit hall, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end. All right. Sorry, Jenny, are you starting with this?
I suppose I am. I guess I will. Yeah, yeah, we have a team of staff. We're a small team, but we have a vast team of volunteers who are there to help us all run this whole complicated convention. We're expecting between 2,500 and 3,000 people to attend. We have about 250 sessions, and it's going to be a busy time. We have some things to help you feel at home. We have a welcome session at 11 a.m. on Thursday, which we have the assistant program chair from this year and also from next year. Tell you a little bit about how to navigate at the convention. We have a program book that you may have already purchased, or we also have that available as an app. And we have it on our website, so recommend that you take a really good look at that in advance so you can sort of pinpoint the kinds of things you're interested in, because otherwise it can seem a little much. There's music going on all the time, and you get to choose what you want to go to and make the best use of your time. So we have performances, masterclasses, competitions, workshops, panel discussions, and participatory events that you bring your flute to. And I think before I go any further, I'm going to pass over to Jen to see if she can give us a little bit more depth about what goes on.
Thanks, Jenny. So the convention spans over 4 days. It begins on Thursday morning, and our very first official event is the annual meeting, which is our sort of required annual membership meeting that the organization has. And so if you attend the very first session, you get to hear from both me and Jenny about the health of the organization, our financial picture, but also like what we're looking forward to, our initiatives, our programs. There's an overview of the whole organization itself. The NFA is actually a lot more than just the convention. However, the convention is the biggest focus of what we do. So you'll get to hear a little bit about what the whole organization is up to, followed by the opening orchestra, the opening flute orchestra, which is one of our participatory events. And you all can take advantage of that, and we can talk more about that later. But throughout the 4 days, you'll see many performances at all times, and you get to choose what you'd like to see at any point in time. There's going to be many events that happen at the same time, and you'll be like, how am I in 10 places at once? And you'll have to kind of figure out what you can see. I'll give you a little bit of an insight. The etiquette is completely fine for you to enter a concert after it has begun and then leave before it's over. So we just ask for you to enter quietly in between pieces while there's during applause. But that way you get to maybe hear a little bit of one concert, and then you can rush off to a lecture in another room so you can take advantage of all the different things that are happening. There's so many things that are happening at once that there's no way to see it all. You can try, but it's probably impossible. But there's just so much for every type of interest you might have. You can see in the screen there, we'll have professional flutists who are there, but also students, educators, and enthusiasts. There'll be events geared specifically for all of those segments of the population, and we're really excited to bring all of this to you. So I'll pass it back to Millie.
Sorry, everybody. I was looking for a unmute button. Okay, next. Thank you for that, Jen. That was a great overview. We are going to go through all of the nitty-gritty of the accommodations, and I think this back to Jenny Clark, and then I think Lauren's going to chime in there for a second too.
Yes, great. So we have two convention hotels. So these hotels, we've got a special discount rate for our group, and these become a hub of activity for our flutists. And we really encourage you to stay at one of these hotels if you can, because that's where the community is basically. And the Hyatt Regency Hotel is pretty booked now. If you haven't already made a reservation, we have rooms available Saturday and Sunday, but other than that, it's pretty full. But the DoubleTree by Hilton, which is a few blocks away, still has rooms available on all nights. We have a roommate sign-up system whereby if it's a little bit expensive or if you'd rather share with somebody, you can go to our website and you can sign up to have a roommate, and there's details about kind of roommate that you're looking for there. So for eateries, and there's food available in the convention center, and we also have food trucks available at lunchtime every day, right next door, right outside the convention center. There's umpteen coffee places quite nearby the hotels and the convention center. There's also maps and information about all the different restaurants that are around that might be a little bit further away. But we hope you'll take advantage of the hop card and go and visit some of the great eateries around in the great Portland cuisine that's available. And we'll have some tips and information on our website. And we recognize that some people might be on a budget. So we'll also have information about where you can purchase food to keep in your room, and some lower price options for those who are on a budget as well. There are some rooms that have microwaves, and you can certainly request one in your room if you need it. And there's a grocery store. Well, it's not really walking distance, a Safeway, but you might also want to order with DoorDash or one of those other services that exist that way. Some information here about facilities at the convention center. There's printing and copying, and there's also FedEx. And I don't know what Minuteman Press is, but perhaps Millie can explain what that is.
I think that's a Lauren thing. Yeah, just put that there
Oh,
because people they need music or they forget their music or something happens, and that's a frequently asked question at registration. So I just wanted to put that in there that you will have access to print on site, but just like some basic things. But if you need additional thing, I'm sure Minuteman Press is like the local.
mm,
Yeah, Lauren's shaking your head. So
Yeah, it's basically just another option similar to FedEx. They're both like essentially in the same area, not super close to the convention center, but about a 10-minute walk away and right on the streetcar line. So, and you can use your hot pass, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But on site, you can do black and white cloud-based printing and copying. So it'd be anything like above and beyond that.
yeah, just putting that in there because people ask that every year.
mm,
So you want to make sure that that is an option for you. All right.
great. Back to you, Millie.
Yes. Next, we're going to talk a little bit more about travel. So we have all of this information is also on our website about how to actually get there. And if Lauren can chime in and talk a little bit about, I think I have another slide about the hot pass and how your recommendation on how when you arrive to Portland at the airport, how to actually get to said convention center and the hotel, which are right next to each other. So how to get to the convention center.
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, when you fly into Portland, you'll love our airport because it's completely brand new and they just opened the final construction spot. So we're all super excited about it. So it's lovely. But when you get there, there'll be a ton of signage for either Uber, Lyft, taxi, or TriMet, which is our local public transportation system. So there's either Max, which is the light rail, or there's the streetcar. At the airport, it will be Max that will take you from the airport to the convention center. When you go to baggage claim, it's going to be one more level down, and then there'll be some signage as to like where to go for Uber, Lyft, where to go for Max, and it's very, very clear. So just follow the signage. There's also a lot of volunteers and informational desks that you can stop at, and they can point you in the right direction. um, so how it'll work is Travel Portland is providing all of our attendees with a free hop card. The hop card is how you travel on our public transit. The one caveat is that it's going to be available at registration. So if you are planning to use Max to get from the airport to the convention center or the Hyatt Regency or Doubletree, you'll just have to pay, but it's only $2.80 for a one-way ticket. So it's pretty affordable. And you can really take any of the colored lines from, actually, I think from the airport, it's just the blue line, but it'll just take you directly to the convention center stop. If you are staying at Doubletree, I think it's like 2 stops before that. And I believe it's the Lloyd Center stop. So there'll be, it's very easy to navigate. And then once you register, you'll get your hop card, and then you can use that through the 10th. So you'll have access to that through the day after the convention, and you can use that on the streetcar or any of the Max lines.
Somebody asked about pricing I'm sure there's a garage. I don't know if you know that, Lauren, yet, but typically in the past we have had an NFA rate. So we will once I get that information, we'll put it on the website and that it'll be on there. So unless Lauren, you know right now. I don't think we
I
have
don't know
that.
that we have a convention center parking rate, but there are parking rates for the hotels.
Okay, great.
So we'll make sure those are on the website.
Yes.
I believe there's also a map of parking
Hmm.
available
Yeah,
that's near the convention
it
center on the
is.
website.
Yeah, the city of Portland Transport or whatever, Travel Portland sent us a detailed parking map. It's on our website. And you could do like Spot Hero too, and there is some street parking because we've all been there. So that is going to be available. And I think, Lauren, are we the only convention in the convention center? I don't know how busy it's going to be, but
I haven't heard of anything else happening.
okay.
It's
So
possible there could be something else, but we're taking up a big
a
chunk of
big chunk of
the
it. Yeah,
building.
yeah.
So
So we will get more information on our website, but you could find some information about parking on there. Great. All right, so next I think is me. Yeah. So registration and check-in. I'm sure all of you have pre-registered, but if you have not, make sure that you get our pre-registration rate through July 29th. And the next thing too is make sure that your membership is up to date. Every flutist that is attending the convention will need to be an active member during the entire duration of the convention. So make sure. So I know a lot of people's memberships are on that like July, mid-August cycle. So make sure that your membership is up to date when you arrive to check into the convention. A couple of days before, typically like the Monday or Tuesday before the convention, you will be receiving a QR code in your email with some detailed information. Please bring this QR code with you, either on your phone or print it out. And this is what you need to have the smoothest check-in process. You just need to hand it to one of our lovely registration assistants that will be working registration and check-in, and they will take care of it for you. So make sure that you have that in either form. Um, registration and badges will be open, and the badges will be available at we're calling it NFA registration pre-function A on level 1 of the Oregon Convention Center. There will be plenty of signage. I know there's a couple, I think, of entrances. There's one main entrance that is coming from the Hyatt. So we will have signage and it'll be super clear on where to go to pick up your badge. We recommend that is the first thing that you do. So because you need your badge to get into anything and everything at the convention. So please plan to do that. I have put the times when convention registration is open. So we're open like a big chunk of the day. If you're arriving anytime on Wednesday, I would highly suggest, you get there from the airport, you check into your hotel, you kind of get settled, and then come pick up your badge. Thursday morning obviously is really busy. There is the opening flute choir rehearsal is like first thing in the morning. So even if you get down to registration at 8:30, 8:45, I would highly advise you to do that on Wednesday night. I know everybody's, especially all the people coming from the East Coast, thank you. I know it's going to be a whole trek to get out to Portland. It's going to take a while. But we will be happy to see you on Wednesday. But any of these other times listed, we are happy to help you check in. And yeah, and also at registration, we do have a variety of other things that we sell. We will have gala tickets available for our awards reception gala on Saturday, the one that's like at 5:15, that is honoring our Lifetime Achievement Award winners. We also sell single event tickets. If you have family or friends in the area that just want to go see one concert, that is available for non-flutists, and any other, general questions we're able to answer. In addition, we do have we'll talk a little bit more about volunteering. This is where the volunteer information check-in booth will be right next to registration. So yeah, let me know if you have any sort of registration question. Please email me directly, and I would be happy to help you. All right, next. All right, I think program highlights are by Jen Graham, I believe.
Right. Okay. So over the 4 days, you'll have a chance to be like completely mesmerized and inspired by the artists that the program chair team have put together. Daniel Pardo and Ana Paula Rincones, they have put together this really ingenious program of, exciting, brilliant artists in all genres of music, not just classical. So the big featured events are in the evening. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. We call them the gala concerts. For our Thursday night gala concert, we'll be featuring many different artists, including a lot of jazz performers. You'll hear from Nestor Torres, as well as this global flute phenom, Pedro Ustache. Pedro Eustache is also giving a keynote address during the convention. Pedro is one of the main flutists for a lot of movie soundtracks, and he plays all the different kinds of ethnic flutes, and he'll be giving a sort of a lecture demonstration of all of the different flutes that he plays. So you've got to check it out. And then he will be playing as well. They have a world premiere piece for 4 jazz flutists. So that'll be at one of the gala concerts. So you don't want to miss that. On Saturday night is the concerto night, which is usually the highlight of everyone's experience at the convention. You see pictured here Adriana Ferreira. She plays in Portugal, an orchestra in Portugal, and Zach Galatis, and he is the piccolo player of the Oregon Symphony. But you'll also hear from Gareth Davies, who's principal flute of the London Symphony, and Clara Novakova, who is a worldwide soloist, and Nicole Esposito, flute professor at the University of Iowa, and Gareth McLernan, who lives in France, former Haynes specialist. So it's a really, really phenomenal concert on Saturday night. You don't want to miss it. Sunday night is our closing ceremonies, which is a very special event as well. It'll have a potpourri of different kinds of flute events. You'll hear flute choirs, you'll hear classical artists, you'll hear all kinds of music, and then you get to join in the fun. At the very end, we have a group performance of the Bach Air. Air on a G string for all flutes, and I have the honor of conducting all of you in that really participatory concert. So please bring your flutes to the very, very end, the very, very closing ceremonies. So those are the performances. In the middle here, you see the Flute Ensemble Festival. So I think there are 60 flute choirs that will be attending the convention, and you get to hear so much repertoire by so many people spread out throughout the 4 days. It's really, really fantastic. At all hours of the day, you get to hear flute choirs. Again, you might be able to pop in and pop out, and that's totally okay. Totally fine to do that, because you want to see as many things as possible. On the right-hand side, you see competitions and master classes. We have so many competitions for you all to be inspired by. I really love hearing the young flutists play this amazing repertoire, and they work so hard on it, and the level is just, oh my gosh, every year the level just gets higher and higher and higher. It's really, really inspiring. And you'll also be able to hear some of our leading pedagogues give master classes to people who won positions to play for these artists. These are really great opportunities as well. I do want to point out one other thing that is new to this year's convention, which are poster presentations. These poster presentations are going to be happening at I can't remember exactly where it is in the convention center, but they'll be displayed, and you all have an opportunity to look at people's research. This is something that the NFA has been wanting to get more into and more involved with the scholarly aspect. There's a lot of professional musicians who are scholars, and you get to actually look and learn a little bit about their research. So that is new this year, and I'm excited to see that, we haven't had poster presentations in quite a while, and so it'll be really great to see those again. So that's a little bit of a quick highlight of the events at the convention. I mean, there's so many, it would take me 5 hours to talk about it all, so I'll just stop here. So thanks.
Great. Thank you so much, Jen. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more of ways that you all can participate, because I know you all, as much as you want to listen and learn about the flute, you also want to play your flute. Everybody always tells me that, and it's just like some of the best memories of, getting to collaborate with other people that you don't ever get to see, and new people. And so, as listed on our website, and if you've registered, you should have gotten this in your email. We do have a variety of participatory flute choirs that are open to all. And we have LGBTQ one, and melanin, and an adult amateur. So there's definitely room for you, and there's still time for you to sign up. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. And the coordinator's information about those ensembles are also listed on our website. So if you want to contact them directly with questions before you sign up, I'm sure they're more than happy to answer those for you. All right, somebody you want to talk about Myrna Brown, Dine Around, Jenny, maybe? Or
Yeah,
Jen?
sure. So this is a great opportunity, especially if you're at the convention on your own, and you want to meet some new people. It's a really great opportunity. So we'll assemble in a certain place, and the organizers will separate us into groups and go to certain restaurants where they've made reservations. And it's a great opportunity to chat with other attendees. Jen or I will likely be at one of those. And some of our scholarship recipients will be there. And it's just a nice, relaxed opportunity to talk a little bit more about the fluid and what's going on at the convention and just get to know a few other people and also sample some great restaurants in the area. So I believe this year we're going to have an RSVP, a registration process, which we haven't launched yet, but we will, and that'll have the ability for you to choose which restaurant you want to go to. They're generally quite small groups, like maybe 6 to 8 people in each group, and it's a really nice thing to do if you're new and want to meet some new people.
Yes, we'll have additional information about RCPs. We're trying to be a little bit more organized about getting like Jenny said, some smaller groups so that conversation is just like flows better and it's just an easier time. So more on that soon in the coming weeks on our website. I can talk about affinity groups or Jen,
Talk a
J-
little bit as well, and
yeah.
and pop in if I've missed one of them or several of them. So affinity groups, these are opportunities for members and for attendees to gather with people with others with similar interests. We have a flutists of color affinity space for flutists of color and allies to just talk and just kind of learn from each other and just share space. We also have a we have a wellness affinity spaces as well, and also flutists with disabilities. And I know some of those affinity spaces are going to be available via Zoom as well as in person for accessibility purposes. So people can have an opportunity to take advantage of those spaces. These are really nice, intimate places where people can really connect with each other. And so I've really enjoyed the opportunities to take part in these affinity groups. And so I encourage you when they do happen, if there's one that appeals to you, to just come on in and meet some others and just share experiences with each other.
Thank you, Jen. So next we have the Convention Mentorship Program. The idea behind this program is that we have gotten feedback for years about how first-time attendees feel very overwhelmed by the convention. It is not a small event. Like I said, we have 3,000. I think we had 3,000 people from over 25 or 28 countries last year. So it's truly like a large international gathering, and that can be very overwhelming. So the premise of the program is for anybody that's a new attendee can apply, fill out a profile, and then you get matched with a mentor, and somebody who has attended many conventions, and we base it, we match them up on like personality and goals, and we kind of get a vibe on your application of who you are as a person, and we try to match you with the correct person. And all we ask is that you set up one Zoom meeting before the convention to get to know the person. There are some questions and prompts that we provide for you to have some like guided discussions with the person, because most likely you probably don't know who the person is. And so, yeah, and you get to, spend that time to get to know them. And then we also ask for the mentor and for you to meet sometime in person at the convention. That can be for lunch, that can be for coffee. We would love for you to go to lunch and coffee and then go to an event together. And the goal is to really make it less overwhelming, and in the pairing last year it worked really well. For example, let's say somebody is really interested in Baroque flutes. I paired them with somebody who was like on the Baroque flute community. And so the idea is that this person introduces the other person to everybody on the Baroque flute committee, and now they have this like little pocket of community in the Baroque flute space at the convention, and they go to a Baroque flute panel, let's say, and that is like the idea of creating community with this program. And it was really successful last year. We got a lot of great feedback. And I'm really happy that we have brought this program back. So there's still time for you to apply. And again, this is for, we are looking for mentees, so people who are first time attendees. But then we are also, if you have friends who are veterans of NFA who would like to participate, we are also looking for mentors. So please share that application with everybody that is coming. And lastly, I want to plug our volunteering program because we every year we need volunteers to make sure that this large scale event happens. We are not asking you to give up your entire convention. We understand that you are spending a lot of time, money, effort to get to our convention, and we're so happy that you are. But even if you just volunteer for 1 hour, and we always say that if everybody who attended the convention just gave 1 hour of their convention weekend to volunteering, we would have more than enough. Like we have all the slots that we need filled. So we're just asking for you to work 1 hour. But if you want to work more, if you work 3 shifts, we actually do give you a little bit of lunch money, so $15 for every 3 shifts that you work, and you get that cash on site. So that's a little bit more of an incentive too if you want to if you're interested in volunteering. We are also looking for volunteers that are not flutists. So if you have a spouse, a brother, a sister, people at your church, we do ask that it is 18-year-olds, but if they're a responsible high school student, like maybe we could make that work. If there's a responsible high school student looking for college, some college volunteer hours, anybody that you know that is willing to volunteer, please have them. All of the information is on our website. You can go ahead and sign up for the specific shifts that you want to work. We need door monitors mainly, but there's other things that we need volunteers for. And all of that info and all the job descriptions are on our website, and and it's all live, so you can sign up for the shifts that you want. And you can sign up at any time between now and the end of the convention. And we will have a volunteer booths with our wonderful volunteer coordinators that will answer any questions that you have on site. Basically, whenever registration is open, the volunteer booth is open. So yes, we welcome your volunteering, and we're so grateful that if you end up doing it. And then in this way too, the volunteer community is just they all hang out, they all know each other. They're the best people, and so that's another great way for you to meet and participate in the convention. All right. I think next is Jenny, I believe.
Right. Code of
Code of
conduct.
conduct.
So our main thinking with the code of conduct is that we want everybody to feel safe and we don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. So with 3,000 people there, sometimes someone might inadvertently or make someone feel uncomfortable. And if that happens to you, if you feel uncomfortable, if somebody says or does something that makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to let us know right away and we'll address that situation. So we ask that everybody's respectful of each other's space. We refrain from using particular kinds of language and behavior. And if anything does occur, please do let us know. If you feel harassed or uncomfortable, myself, Jen Graham, Millie, let us know, and we'll talk to the person. We don't we take it very seriously if someone is made to feel uncomfortable, and that person will be talked to, and if necessary, removed from the convention. So that's the basics. We just want everyone to have a good time and feel comfortable. We don't want anyone to feel like something happened and nobody cared. So we don't have any history of violence or anything like that, but we want to make sure that if you feel that a line was crossed, you let us know. I don't know if anyone has anything else to add on that.
Great. I just wanted to also say that we will have, or if Lauren wants to chime in about security, the security like instrument storage room, and then also our medical person on site.
Yeah, so there will be a few different security folks on site. The convention center has their own security team, which will kind of be wandering the building. We have employed an additional security team, and they help us also with, making sure everybody's safe, but we offer an instrument security room. This will be on the lower level. There will be some signage, but you can check your flute, you can check your bag. It's going to be completely secure the whole day through 9 p.m. every day. So it's open, continuously. Even on Sunday, it's, open until 9 p.m. We do, recommend that you don't keep anything extremely valuable in your hotel room. If you're going to go to dinner and you don't want to bring your flute out, you're welcome to check it. If for some reason it's not picked up on Sunday, which hopefully that does not happen, but it will be left with the convention center. And so you can check with them if any of your items are left behind. We will also have a medical technician, and their office is right next to registration in the exhibit hall. So if there is a medical emergency, there is somebody on site that is first aid CPR certified, so they are available as well.
Great. Thank you. All right. We just wanted to make sure that all of you all feel safe coming to our event. Okay, so next I think we're going to talk about a little bit about the exhibit hall. I can start and then anybody wants to chime in. We have 55. That number might have gone up. I don't know if that's the exact number right now. We still have companies coming. Oh, it's way up now. Okay.
60 now.
So 60. Oh, that's so exciting. Companies coming again from like I think all over the world, which is so exciting. We have some international companies too. And these are the times that the exhibit hall will be open. Your badge does get you into the exhibit hall. Make sure that you're wearing that at all times for safety reasons. Make sure that the security person at the front of the exhibit hall can see your badge, or they will stop you. It's just for security reasons. There's a lot of valuable things in the exhibit hall. And yeah, does anybody else want to chime in about?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, so it's the one place that you can find all the different flute companies all in the same place. And they have a huge array of flutes that you can try out if you're looking for a new flute. And then there are also lots of smaller companies, small music companies, publishers, retailers, jewelry companies, and all kinds of different flute related or music related companies. So I really encourage you to come in, spend some time walking around. At 3:30 every day is like a dedicated time for the exhibit hall where there's not much else going on. So that's a really good time to really spend some time there. We have the NFA has our own lounge, which is a large booth with a couch and chairs. And if you feel exhausted looking around the exhibit hall, come and sit with us for a little while, put your feet up, see what's going on, chat with the staff, and that's available all the time. And then we have some special events in there where we have certain guests, come and chat with them. That's all in the schedule. And then there's some other activities going on, like we have some of our committees will be doing presentations at the booth next to the NFA lounge. And the local flute, Greater Portland Flute Society will be there as well with some information. So that in that corner there is like a little hub of NFA amongst this wonderful collection of all the flutes that you could possibly imagine. It's pretty loud, so you have to be prepared to shout if you want to say anything. But we have some small tryout booths that if you're trying out a booth, a flute, the company will take you to one of those and you can play and try it out as well.
I'll also jump in. There are restrooms available in the exhibit hall, and it's right next to registration. Registration and the exhibit hall are also on the main floor where a lot of the different events are going to be happening. So it's pretty well centrally located. And as Jenny mentioned, there's all sorts of companies. So not only flutes, but there's like insurance, there's jewelry, there's accessories, software, all sorts of fun stuff. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there.
Also, I'm gonna plug our awesome NFA merch. The
Mm.
infamous NFA sweater sold out by like noon on Thursday. So if you want an NFA sweater, an NFA t-shirt, I don't know if we're doing pre-orders this year. We might be doing are we doing pre-orders on t-shirt?
Yeah,
No.
no.
No. Okay. Well, so if you want your merch, come early because it sells out. Because I think it's pretty cute. So we might be doing tote bags this year because there's the Oregon Convention Center is sustainability eco-friendly. So I'm plugging our reusable NFA bags that we are going to have for sale. So we can't wait to see you all. So all right, I think that's it. I think it's time for Q&A. Let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. I think there's some questions in the chat.
I can answer the one about the program book. So if you purchased a program book at registration online, so that will be available for you when you check in at the registration desk at the convention. Your badge will have a little book on it, so we'll know to give you a book.
Yes, and also we will have some ribbons available. So if you are a first-time attendee, do not forget to pick up your first-time attendee ribbon along with your program book. So yes, we do not mail program books. So uh please pick it up at registration. Okay, let's see.
The question about carrying your flutes around. Most people actually check their flutes unless they're going to be
Yeah.
using them. They put them in the free flute security room. You'll get a tag. You can take a photo of it in case you lose it, and there'll be two security guards there all the time, and it's safe in there. Because I think almost every year we find a flute that's just been left in a room.
Yeah,
People
somebody
just
loses their flute every
yeah,
year
and
without fail. Hmm.
yes, so it's easy to put it down somewhere and walk away. So
But
we
there's
don't want that
also,
to happen.
but I would like to say also that there are many, many participatory events and group and workshops that involve you using your flute. So
Yeah.
there are, yeah, definitely a lot of opportunities for you to have your flute with you. So you have both options, but definitely, yeah, carrying your flute is also fine because you might be playing it at any point in time during this convention.
The question I wanted to clarify about the program book. Yes, that I didn't say. So we if you have not pre-ordered your program book, you can contact me directly and purchase that through me. If you want to add it on, or if you want to purchase some more, you could do that. We would really appreciate that. We will have program books on sale, extra program books on sale on site. But the full program book will be available for free on our website as a PDF. On there, you will also find our addenda sheet. So every year somebody gets sick, something happens, they miss their flight, and for whatever reason they can't attend. If anything is canceled or changed or room change or something happens, you will find that on the addenda on our website. So, and that is updated live in real time at the convention as things are coming. So if you go to something and there's nobody in the room, check the addenda sheet. It might be that the person canceled or whatever reason could not make it. We also have Guidebook, which is what actually most people use. Guidebook is our full program book on the app. It's such a wonderful tool. There's maps, and there's bios. All the things that you would need are in Guidebook. And the great thing about Guidebook is that we update that again in live time. So obviously the printed book, by the time August rolls around, there probably have been some changes or some cancellations. Everything in Guidebook is being updated live in real time by our staff. And so that will also be a form of um updated information available to you if you don't want to purchase a physical program book.